Hiring or paying people internationally in 2026, two names come up again and again: Deal and Remote, and both are global employment platforms. Both handle employer of record services. They have contractor management, and still they have international payroll. Both have got strong reputations, good G2 ratings, that is, those which are mostly above 4.5, and thousands of company relying on them daily. But they are not the same. They take fundamentally different approaches to global hiring, and choosing the wrong one could cost you thousands of dollars a year, or expose you to a serious compliance risk. Therefore, in this video, I'm comparing deal versus remote across six key categories. That is coverage, country coverage, contractor management, employer of record, platform experience, customer support, and also pricing as well. Therefore, at the end of the at the very end, I will give you a clear scorecard and my honest verdict on which one wins and for who. I'm Shem, and let's get straight into it. Let me give you a quick profile of each platform before we go head to head. Deel was launched in 2019, and it has grown into one of the largest global HR platforms in the world. And it covers contractor management. It has employer of record. It has global payroll. It has got HRS, and it also has got equity management. Again, it has got IT, device management. It has got immigration support, all in one platform. It operates across 150 plus countries, and it holds a G2 rating of 4.8 rating from nearly 14,000 reviews. On the other hand, we have got a remote. Remote was launched in 2019 as well. It's headquartered in San Francisco, and it takes a fundamentally different approach. Where Deal uses a mix of owned entities and local partners to reach 150 countries. Remote owns 100% of its legal entities in every country it operates. That is no third-party intermediaries. This means that a remote covers fewer EUR countries, that is around 80 to 90, but with a deeper direct infrastructure and a tighter compliance control in each one. Remote holds a G2 rating of 4.5, that is from around 4,000 reviews. The core philosophical difference is this. Deal usually prioritizes on a breadth, speed, and an all-in-one feature ecosystem. While on the other hand, remote prioritizes compliance. Mostly prioritizes compliance, purity, owned state, owned entity control, and also IP protection. Therefore, we can compare them category by category. Criteria one is country and currency coverage. Deal support employer of record in over 150 countries. Contractor management across 150 plus countries as well, and payments in 120 plus currencies. Additionally, it has got one of the widest geographic footprints of any platform in this particular category. On the other hand, we have got a remote. It usually supports employer of record in around 80 to 90 countries through 100% owned legal entities. and contractor payments in over 200 jurisdictions. The employer of record is count is lower, but every single one is backed by a remote own entity. Therefore, no local partner sitting between you and your employees' compliance chain. Here is why that distinction matters. Here is why that distinction matters. With Deal, some market are covered through local partners. That means that the employer of record for your employee may be a third party firm, not a Deal's own entity. Therefore, if that partner changes terms or goes under you, you feel it. On the other hand, with the remote, while on the other hand, with the remote, the compliance chain is your company contracts with the remote, then remote employs your person through its own subsidiary in that particular country. Therefore, remote files taxes and manages benefits directly. Therefore, full accountability, no intermediaries. And for most businesses in hiring in a major market, that is mostly the US, the UK, Germany, Kenya, Canada, both platforms cover you. But if you are hiring in a less common or a high complexity markets or in high complexity markets, Deal's broader reach gives it an advantage. But if compliance purity matters more than coverage breadth, remote owned entity model wins. Therefore, my verdict on this criteria one, Deal wins on breadth, remote wins on compliance depth. Criteria number two is contractor management. This is one area where both platforms are genuinely competitive and the pricing difference is smaller than you might expect. Deals contractor management start at around $49 per contractor per month, while on the other hand, remote start at $29 per contractor per month. So on raw contractor pricing, remote is actually cheaper. That's a $20 per contractor monthly gap that becomes meaningful if you are managing a large freelance team. Both the platforms support locally compliant contractor agreements, multi-currency payments, invoice management, and misclassification protection. While on this, Deal offers a Deal Shield for misclassification risk. But on the other hand, Remote offers contractor of record services at a higher tier, which assumes full compliance liability and provides uncapped indemnification. Where deal has got where deal has an edge. Milestone based payments for project work. Therefore, if you hire developers or creative professionals on multi-stage deliverables, Deal handles a milestone invoicing natively. But on the other hand, remote supports mixed monthly and pay as you go models, but does not offer milestone payments. Again, Deal offers the Deal card, which is a debit card that contractors can use to spend directly from their Deal account, and Deal Advance, which provides eligible contractors interest-free short-term cash advances. On the other hand, my remote has got no equivalent products. Therefore, my verdict on this criteria too, remote wins on base contractor pricing and deal wins on payment flexibility and contractor facing financial tools. Next, criteria three is the employer of record, and this is the most important category for companies hiring full-time employees internationally without a local entity. Both platforms price employer of record at $599 per employee per month, or an annual commitment, or $699 on a month-to-month basis. The headline price is identical. The headline price is identical. The difference is now come down to what's included, what's not, and each platform handles the underlying employment structure. Remote employer of a record includes legal employment through its own owned entities, locally compliant contracts, payroll processing, employer tax filing, statutory benefits, offboarding and severance administration, and also access to remote HR. No setup fees, no onboarding fees, and no deposit requirement. That last point is significant. Remote requires zero, I mean zero, upfront salary deposit. On the other hand, Deel's EUR is also comprehensive, but some sources note a deposit requirement of 1 to 1.5 times the total monthly employment cost per employee. Therefore, for a team of 10 with average total monthly employment of $10,000 each, that's up to $150, $150,000 in locked working capital. Therefore, returned after offboarding but locked up in the meantime. On onboarding speed, Deal is generally faster with automated flows that can complete setup in days. Remote typically takes 3 to 5. Usually takes 3 to 5 business days, which is still fast but slightly behind Deal's pace. A remote owned entity model also gives it a meaningful advantage for IP sensitive businesses. Remote IP guard automatically protects your company's intellectual property in all markets, with employer employment contract including IP clauses matched to now the local laws. Therefore, if you are hiring software engineers, designers, or researchers in multiple countries, remote IP protection infrastructure is a genuine differentiator. Therefore, on these criteria three, my verdict is that both platforms price EUR identically, but remote wins on deposit policies and IP protection. Then Deal now wins on onboarding speed and country coverage. Next, criteria four is the platform experience, and both platforms have got a modern, clean interface. Both are designed for non-technical HR teams, and are intuitive out of the box, but they feel very different in terms of scope. Starting with the Deal's platform is a broader. Beyond EUR and contractor management, it also includes a free HRS for smaller teams, global payroll and equity management, IT device management, and a $20 device per month. It also includes immigration support, expense tracking, and a workflow builder for automating HR processes across third-party tools. Again, Deel has got 120 plus integrations, more than any comparable platform, and a developer accessible a public API for custom workflows. Therefore, for growing companies that want to centralize global HR operations in one place, Deal's feature depth is hard to match. On the other hand, a remote platform is more focused. It covers UR, contractor management, global payroll, and benefits management, and does all of those things very well. It's a compliance watchtower tool, proactively tracks labor law changes, by country and integrates required updates directly into HR operations. That's a genuinely useful feature for compliance heavy teams. But now remote has not signaled plans for IT device management, equity administration, or comparable product depth to Deal's full suite. Therefore, remote integrations are fewer but strategically selected. It has got Slack, it has Zapier, Babu HR, Greenhouse, Workday, Zero, QuickBooks, and also NetSuite. These are solid for most teams but narrower than Deal's ecosystem. Therefore, my verdict on this criteria number four is that remote wins on one interface simplicity and compliance tooling, and on the other hand, Deal wins clearly on feature depth, integrations, and all-in-one capability. We move on to the next criteria five, which is customer support, and this matters more than most comparison videos acknowledge. Deal offers a 24/7 multi-channel support in over 50 countries, in over 50 languages, including Slack, WhatsApp, WeChat, and a live chat. It's a knowledge base and self-service documentation are extensive. For standard queries, Deal's support is fast and responsive. G2 users consistently praise Deal for support availability and responsiveness. On the other hand, Remote provides local compliance support through its own legal entities and in-country legal experts. Its support is ticket-based rather than fully live, which means complex queries can take longer to resolve. Some users have noted support response delays and, in some cases, disappearing account managers on complex cases. The trade off is that when you do not get a response on a compliance question, it comes from someone with a direct knowledge of that country's laws, because remote experts are tied to its owned entities. Neither platform has fully solved the support problem at scale. Both draw occasional complaints about delays and delays on complex cases. But Deal's 24/7 availability and multi-channel access give it a clear structural advantage for time-sensitive situations. Therefore, my verdict on this criteria five is that Deal wins on availability and responsiveness, then on the other hand, remote wins on depth of in-country legal expertise. Tier six is a pricing structure, and for employer of record, Deal charges $599 per employee per month. And on the other hand, remote charges $699 per employee per month. And for contractor management, remote charges $29 per contractor per month, and Deal on the other hand charges 49 per contractor per month. Therefore, remote is cheaper on contractors. But for global payroll, both charges $29 per employee per month for companies with existing local entities. For HRAs, Deal offers a free HRIS tier for smaller teams. But on the other hand, Remote offers a free HRAS tier as well, with additional features at $12 per employee per month. Now, the hidden cost comparison. On Deal's deposit requirement of 1 to 1.5 times monthly employment cost per employee. For large teams, that is a significant working capital lockdown. On remote, on a remote, no deposit requirement at all. That is a zero. That is a meaningful cash flow advantage for growing businesses. On foreign exchange spreads, both platforms run approximately 0.5 to 1% above mid-market rates, comparable and among the best in the industry. Therefore, my verdict on this criteria six is a remote wins on contractor pricing and deposit policy. Then, on the other hand, Deal wins on HRIA's free tire and overall platform value for bundled services. So when to choose a remote, if you some of the reasons why you may want to go with the remote, and I want to be clear, remote is a genuinely strong platforms. There are specific situations where it is the right choice. One of them, if IP protection is critical to your business, especially if you are engineering or R&D teams writing code or developing products in multiple countries. A remote owned entity model and IP guard provides a tighter legal protection than deals a hybrid approach. Number two, if your legal team requires that every employment relationships run through a directly owned entity with no third-party intermediary, remote wins by default. Additionally, if your workforce is a primarily contractors and you want the lower $29 per month pricing without the deposit complexity, a remote is the most cost-effective choice. Which platform is actually better in 2026? For most businesses, especially startups, remote first companies, agencies, virtual assistant, and freelancers, Deal is a stronger overall platform. The broader country coverage, deeper feature suite, 24/7 support, and all in one capability from just a single dashboard makes it the more practical choice for the majority of use cases. Remote is not a weak competitor. Remote is also not a weak competitor. It's its own entity model, zero deposit requirement, lowered contractor pricing, and IP protection infrastructure make it the better choice for compliance first organization with specific legal requirements. The simplest decision framework, if you need speed, scale, and a full global HR platform, then choose Deal. But if you need purity and IP protection, if you need purity and IP protection, um, um, then you can go with remote. But for the majority of people watching this video, Deal is where I would recommend that you start. If you want to try Deal for yourself, the link is in the description below. Takes you straight there. If this comparison was useful, hit like, subscribe for more honest platform breakdowns, and drop a comment below. Which platform are you learning toward, or why? Maybe which one are you leaning towards, and why? I read everyone's comment. See you in the next one. Thank you.